We are going to have fun today.
Oh,
We're not doing a lot of joking.
All right, good.
There's Van Halen. Oh, it was Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin,
and we were in Vegas, and I was like, oh, yeah, my husband was a roadie for Led. And they're like, what? And I said, yeah, so can we come into this party? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And Steve goes, yeah, Van Halen, man. They're like, Van Halen?
So,
Anyways, I got it all wrong. So
but you
he's
got
got
in the
a
party, though.
Yeah, we did get in the party.
Yeah, so, hey.
Jackpot.
Winning.
There are some Led Zeppelin related things mentioned in my Van Halen book, and Led Zeppelin is kind of everywhere, but so is Van Halen.
Yeah.
So I sabotage a lot of my interviews by throwing in Van Halen questions to people who have nothing to do with Van Halen, but it's such a universal band that it sometimes works. Like I was talking to the actor Thomas Hayden Church, and I said, "Who's your favorite band of all time?" He goes, "Van Halen," and went, jackpot.
Yes.
Right.
Now we have something to talk about.
The publicist is trying to get me off the line, going, wrap it up, wrap it up.
And you're like, no, yeah.
You're on these Zoom calls and you have the chat window open. They're going, wrap it up. But he's just talking about Van Halen to me. And
you were so excited. You were listening. Oh, yeah, Steve's going to be, we made his day. We made his year.
Yeah. He'll be worthless the rest of the year now.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll think the book's about him. Yeah. So.
Oh, he'll have some good stories to share with you.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So how did the interest in Van Halen? How was your interest sparked there for this book?
Growing up as an MTV kid, even after David Lee Roth left Van Halen, they were still showing the Jump video all the time, and of course their hits with Sammy Hagar kept coming. So Van Halen was an MTV band into arguably the late 90s. And along the way, I became fascinated with David Lee Roth. Did you ever read his autobiography?
I haven't. No.
I'm sure Steve has. Yeah.
His autobiography is basically the way he talks, as in like he talked it into a recorder. So it's written in total Dave speak. You've, for better and for worse, have never read a book like this before. And the book was great. He's done fascinating things over the years, and I don't know. He kept coming up in interviews, so I thought, you know what? I've got so many interviews about David Lee Roth and Van Halen stuff. Maybe it's time to write a book. And I showed dozens of literary agents, and all of them went, no, except one.
Really?
And the one who got it went, give me a pitch like this. And I gave him the pitch, and he sold it within 48 hours. So all the lesson to be learned is you just need one literary agent who gets it. You don't need 20.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And the good thing is you didn't give up and put it aside and think I can't do it because nobody wants to pursue it. So
in my 20s, I probably would have, but the older I get, the less likely I am to quit something, for better and for worse.
Well, the same here. Yeah, we get set in our ways, and it's kind of like we're at a point to where we can kind of not have to take everything that comes and do the status quo.
You can be a little more selective.
Yes, yes. So that makes a difference.
Well said. And the book is such a long process. I'm used to taping interviews almost every day and posting them within 24 hours. And my first draft of the book I turned in September, and it's not coming out until January 2024. So it's really taught me a lot about patience.
So when something takes that long, how do you, because if we record too many episodes in advance, then by the time it airs, the person said we do 6 in a day. We've done that before. And then by the time that 6th week gets there for that last person, I mean, they're, anxious already. And so, so we kind of try to keep it fresher than that far out. But for a project like that, like when you turn it in and it's coming out months later, does that kill you also?
It does.
Yeah.
I find myself a lot saying the following 3-word phrase: thanks and sorry. And I just do that a lot. And I hope that by apologizing in advance that I've solved any problem that may come up in the future.
Right.
Well, that's smart.
Yeah. Well, that would be a tough spot to be in because you of course you want it published immediately and want all the recognition for what you've done, and it's kind of like you hit the pause button. It's kind of like,
it's
going to come later. Yeah.
It's like some good news that you want to share with everybody, and you're on. Oh, hold on for that. Oh.
Right. Yeah. Just have to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. In turning in this book in September, David Lee Roth has like come out of hibernation 2 or 3 times in the period since then. So I'd have to re-up the date, the book, and go like, I hope he doesn't do the hibernation thing again.
Right.
So I just had to come up with a kind of an ironclad ending that goes, will he, won't he?
Oh.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, because that would, because if your ending's already said, and then all of a sudden,
Here he is.
Yeah, it's like, okay, great. That's, yeah.
Yeah, or I guess you can do the prologue kind of ending, but I just turned in another draft or pass on it a week and a half ago. Hopefully that's the last one. And again, hopefully he doesn't, I don't know, invent something important or decide to come out with the first new album in many years or something like that.
Or Steve Richmond doesn't give you some earth-shattering
Oh.
tidbit to put in. Yeah. So
if he does, then I guess I'll have to do an updated 5-year anniversary version starring Steve.
there you go.
Oh no.
I don't think we could take that from Steve's standpoint. No, you can't do that to us. No.
So
no, I'm genuinely excited to know Steve and what he knows, and curious if his take on Dave is similar to my take on Dave.
Oh, that's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
If I get that tattooed, I'll make sure it's spelled right.
Right, that's right. REGRATS, yeah.
I'm like, please spell that right before you put it on my body.
Don't let this be my
Just because
regret.
I say Billy, I still would like to spell
Yeah, I
correct.
would still like to spell right. I can spell a little bit. My wife can't spell.
Just gonna double check this when I get home.
Mark and I, we both put out many solo albums. Most of our performing careers have happened in Canada, but we've also written for lots and lots of people around the world, like very famous American stars who you will know, and Mark can tell you about, you know, some of the big hits he's had around the world. And we never wanted to work together because so many reasons. I mean, I could do a whole interview on that, but nothing to do with the fact that we don't love and respect each other. We're just kind of we actually like writing with the same people, but we kind of fill the same role in a writing collaboration. So they don't need both of us, one or the other, but we are each other's biggest fans. And from the very earliest days, we actually met in the recording studio. Our voices have always sounded amazing together.
Oh.
And for fun over the years, we've done a little touring together. We've done some recording together. We'll write together, but only to keep it fun. Because, you know, I like Mark to come home at the end of the day and complain about his day at work, and I don't want that to be me he's complaining about.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
So, but our record label up in Canada was like, you know, you guys, everybody knows your separate careers, and you've done so little together. We think that your fans would love to hear a duets album. So we decided to start on it, believe it or not. In 2014, we bought our place on 30A in 2012, and we started. So when you drive down from Toronto, you go through Nashville. Mm-hmm. So not only would we, the first thing we would do is when we were in the car, we would listen to all kinds of stuff, like our songs, other people's, looking for those magical songs that made a great duet, because that's very, very different from singing a solo song. And we found some great covers. We found some originals. We wrote some originals. Then we'd stop in Nashville. We'd do some recording. Then we'd go to 30A and hang out. And then we'd do the same thing on the way home and the way back. So when we think about how did we discover, and then we did it for 7 years. So
wow.
we only did like a couple of songs a year. Like I said, we just wanted to keep it fun.
Oh.
And we did, and really ended up recording some amazing tracks in Nashville, and you all know that, you know, we know about 30A because of our musician friends in Nashville. You know, so many musicians come from Nashville to 30A, and that's really how it happened. And we spent a lot of time working out harmonies in the car on those long drives from Cracker Barrel to Cracker Barrel. And
that's great. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, that's interesting. And Nashville is such a fun town. It's changed so much over the years, but there are some parts of it that still remain the same. And you know, a lot of people think that, that Nashville is just country music. There's all different types of music in Nashville, and that was one of the biggest surprises for me.
Yeah, and the players, they're some of the top caliber studio musicians and live musicians in the world.
Right.
And actually, I want to say our album is called He Sang, She Sang, and I meant to have one to lift up and show you, but if anyone is listening and
He
want to find
said,
out,
she said. I
Yeah.
love that.
no, it's He Sang,
Oh.
She Sang.
Oh, he
He
sang,
sang,
she
she
sang.
sang, yeah.
Okay.
Which means
okay.
he said, she said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll pop it.
and we have our website's called He Sang, She Sang.live.
Aw.
And we just really, they helped the musicians and the arrangers in Nashville really helped us create the sound for the record. Because as you say, it's not just country. My stuff is a little more Americana. Mark's stuff is a little more jazz influenced. And we found musicians that helped us find like a way to blend those two styles in Nashville because they're just so damn good. Those players are just a delight. It's a thrill to record in Nashville.
So Mark, tell us a little about your background then, because it's you guys, and you've got an award that's coming up, or you're nominated for an award, right? So let's.
Am I?
We
We just had our what is equivalent to the Grammys here.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
nominated for that. But
the duet album, was nominated for Best Adult Contemporary Album. The He
Okay,
Sang,
yeah.
She Sang. Yeah.
He sang,
Yeah.
she sang. I love that.
My dad was a classical singer, and so I grew up around music big time my entire life, and he loved all kinds of music. He loved folk music. He loved classical music. He loved just about. He loved like Ella and Sinatra and all those people. So he played that around the house, and I guess by osmosis, I kind of picked some of it up.
Well, you picked it up very well, obviously. So,
Thank you.
So being a singer-songwriter, how do you? I think. Well, first of all, I have no talent, musical talent, so that blows my mind anyway. But
Well, that's a good start.
that's a good. Well,
Really as simple as that. You know, a lot of people come to me like, man, what is the secret? I'll be like, dude, I don't know.
I'm still trying to.
I'm still trying to figure it out. You know, I'm just, I just know that if you bless other people, it comes back to you. And I try to be a good dude. And integrity is who you are and what you do when nobody's looking. And I think that that's something that a lot of people don't try to live by as well. And, people are like, man, you're successful. And I think I'm successful not because of I don't think I'm successful at BeachBilly yet. You know what I'm saying? I still drive an old car, and I'm like having to struggle to get my wife a new car and stuff like that. We're going to get there. Success to me is I'm still married 22 years later to my college sweetheart. I got 3 kids that think I'm cool and want to hang out with me. That's to
a
me,
win.
Priceless.
that's a win. You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying?
win.
I've gotten to some big stores with BeachBilly. We're on some awesome channels like 30A and some bigger ones like Amazon Prime and stuff like that. Which 30A is big, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna do it big. I didn't mean
True.
like that.
Yeah. No, I know
But
what you mean. Yeah.
we've done some cool stuff, and it can all be gone tomorrow, and I could go back to Walmart and push buggies. I'll have a smile on my face. Because at the end of the day, I have an awesome family. I have awesome friends, and in a weird way, it almost took me to get some of this to like look back, because I've been to some points in BeachBilly to where I was like, man, if we ever get to that point, it'll be perfect. Life will be awesome. And I got to that point, and I still looked around, and I was like,
There's still
Oh.
more, or there's still more to do.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Or I like,
You have many
I
more
want to go
people
home and be my
bless.
family. You know what I'm
True.
saying?
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds weird. I probably just
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And a lot of people never get that. They
Yes,
never
sir.
click. That doesn't click with them because
That's true.
they're think, well, here we are. Let's do more. Not really take the time. Even though I said that, you don't take. And I'm bad about that. Not taking the
We all
time
are.
to reflect and appreciate where we are, what we've accomplished, or what we've been fortunate to fall in our lap sometimes. And then because there's always that. I think it's just human nature. You want more. But sometimes
Yeah.
more is not always the best. But you, where all is your merchandise featured? Because you told me there are several stores where you have items. I know you get it through your website.
Yeah, you can get it through our website, beachbilly.com, beachbillylifestyle.com. We're in stores in Perdido Key, Orange Beach. We're in a lot of stores. I don't want to say it like that, but if I named them all, we'd be here all day. We actually would be here for about another 45 seconds. But no,
sounded good.
it sounded good. You know what I'm saying? I can't make it sound too good, but no, we're in like
We'll scroll it.
all the souvenir cities and like Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Prairie Key Souvenirs, and more. Intercoastal Outfitters on Pensacola Beach, the boardwalk there. We have stores all through like South Florida. We have several in the Carolinas, North and South Carolina. We've done some big box stores. We did a little thing with Walmart, and it was a cool experience. But we kind of wanted to wait on that a little bit. We still are gonna do things with Walmart, but it's gonna be probably like stickers and koozies, because as far as our apparel, we love being in the boutique beach shops, you know.
Right.
And
you don't want to do the big QVC Shark Tank, come on, sell $1 million. You'd rather be the little boutique shop that people know what that means.
Yes, ma'am.
And they want to wear it
identify
proudly.
with.
Yeah, and we grow. You know, as y'all know this in the business world, and you've seen it with the chamber and what you do. Things that take off like a rocket come down like a rocket.
Sure.
And things that take off like an airplane, the airplane's in the air a lot longer, you know. And I'd like that slow
And
growing, and we can control it. It's family. It's more who we are, you know.
that's what I'm saying. You have control over it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You need to
Whether
be
it's
all
less control.
over 30A,
I would love
Panama
to.
City Beach, Panama City.
If I knew some people that could help me out with
I
that,
think
you know.
Yeah.
I like to give finder's fees.
Oh, we'll discuss that.
I like to share as well.
We'll discuss membership when we get up there.
Deal.
And you think
Or as the kids say, bet. Have you heard that yet?
yeah, somebody did that to me in the text. I'm like, what are we betting?
Yeah. My kids did that to me. I said something that was like, bet. I was like, what are you talking
I
about?
know. I thought,
How much do we
what?
bet?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, bet. Did you lose money on a bet, son?
That means yes. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
just say yes.
Yeah.
So what do you see like going forward? Because I mean, you've got the personality,
Thank you.
and
man.
your wife has the
Looks.
well.
No, I'm here. Everybody that meets me is like, they meet me and they look at her and they like are talking to me, but they're still looking at her, and I'm used to it after 20 years.
You're like, look at
Whatever.
I mean, but she's got the focus to keep you on
Yes.
track. Is what I'm.
I know. I'm just
So it's a good combination because it does take two people in
Yes,
a
sir.
marriage to make things work
Yes, sir.
personally, financially, professionally, all of that.
Yes,
So
sir.
what would you say you're like, if anything could happen right now, what would you want it to be?
I was worried. I can remember the day that I quit my regular job. I had a mentor back home, Skip Heifel, and he told me, he goes, you're not going to do it all the way until you quit your job, then you're in it.
Scary.
And it is the exact way scary. I was a nervous wreck for months, and after the customers started pouring in, of course that calmed down, and I couldn't make these stories up. Of the people that I've met, kind of like you guys, just blessed, humbled.
Well,
I've been
good.
humbled a lot in my life, but this is one of the top ones. So
Good deal. Anything that you want to?
I'm just super excited. I need him to come here, do
let's
an
do
event
it.
here.
Please invite me.
Okay.
He will do it. Trust me, he's ready. So
Yeah,
And
we'd
then-
love to bring the trailer down.
I was gonna
so.
say, brings that trailer and it's just phenomenal in itself. Just what you're able to do out of that trailer, because it's not. We say trailer. It's not a typical trailer. So
You
it's,
think of the normal, I don't want to be derogatory to any other food service, but it's a high-end trailer. People want to see it. Large corporations want it at their facilities.
Yeah.
And it's a huge selling point. And you do high-quality food and a high-quality equipment, people they want to take notice.
right, and then
it's-
you've got the service, and then you've got the quality of your food to back it up.
Yes.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
I just think the story is so awesome. And
There's
so it's just so real. Like, this is how you did it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I did another podcast, and there's a lot of high interest in starting your own food trailer. A lot. People are very interested in that. They want to, there's a growing trend in the workforce of people want to leave their 9 to 5. They want to do their dream. I think after COVID, there was a big push and a big shift in our workforce of, you know what, life is short, and I want to pursue my dream. There's a lot of that going on right now. So there's a high interest in what we do. But yeah, if anyone ever wants to reach out, I can tell you all about it. It's a lot of hard work. I didn't realize how much hard work it was going to be, but I'm not a quitter.
Right.
And
And it's easy to look at where you are now and think, oh yeah, they just did that in a short period of time. There's a lot of work.
You've seen me.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you've seen me. Me and you have had lengthy discussions on situations, and but yeah, it's a lot of hard work. But I'm telling you, the response and the accolades, it's well worth it.
Right.
Have you ever shot a bride and groom underwater yet?
I haven't shot a bride and groom, but I've shot a lot of what they call, I think they call it trash the wedding dresses and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And I love doing that kind of stuff. They can look so beautiful.
Aww.
Well, if you're going to try some
Maternity
dress,
also, maternity underwater can be really beautiful.
Oh, I bet so.
I've had that pleasure because it's a special moment. It's something really special.
I think you need to get them the first bride and groom.
that would be
That's true.
That would be really cool.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
So with the bride, like with that, and even with the dress Maxine, well, all of them, how do you really got to have the water just right so it doesn't like.
So that's the nice thing. That's the nice thing about a pool.
True. It keeps
Is
that, yeah.
generally speaking, it's a controlled environment, and that's what I want. Is because I have enough things out of my control as it is, so I want at least to have some degree of water clarity, water temperature, just things to where like a person can reach the ledge real easily, or if needed, we can move them over a little shallower if their comfort level is not real high in the 14-foot deep.
That's
so cool.
I know, it's just like, it's just such a neat concept, and it's just looks so natural.
Maternity shots under there, that's gotta be pretty awesome.
Yeah, maternity is it's really special. I mean, I'm trying to create something already that's something so beautiful that's already taking place, and trying to capture that in a very different way. It's really nice.
Bride and groom, Rick.
I know.
Bring it to him.
The whole so you can even do like, I'm just thinking like groomsmen, right? The groom and his groomsman jumping in.
They would have a
that
like
would
the
be
second
nice,
half of the Versace thing.
Yeah, there's I think if you can kind of imagine it to an extent, it's going to be interesting to see what people come up with for ideas. And that's kind of cool too, is when somebody will come to me with an idea. And it's like,
and so if you have any ideas for John, let it put it in your comments,
please.
It'd be interesting to see what people come up with and think of, because that would be interesting.
I want one.
It's like how long I can hold my breath underwater and what I could do.
The breath hold is I try to explain to people, it's yes, there comes a point where you have to breathe, but generally it's just a discomfort in the beginning. Most people are not anywhere near that where they have to take a breath. It's just a discomfort. It's like any.
Well, it's because you can't breathe.
Yeah. And I think it's one of the reasons why I've enjoyed shooting dancers underwater. Is because they're always in a state of discomfort, so they acclimate to those discomforts differently than I think most. And all that is that urge to breathe is just another discomfort. I kind of liken it to if you're driving down the road and you're 10 or 15 miles from a gas station and your empty light comes on, your car doesn't just stop.
Yeah.
You still have fuel in the tank. It's the same thing. It's just all it is a discomfort. And acclimating the person, getting them used to, getting them comfortable.
And you have patience.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't have that virtue.
We bombed out.
Yeah.
So, but no, that's just interesting. The first time I saw your work when Maxine had posted that you were going to be featured in her gallery, I loved your work from that point forward, because it's just, I love things that are unique.
That's definitely unique.
Yeah, it at times I'm just like, wow, how am I doing? How am I able to do this? This is really kind of special.
Have you been surprised at how well it's been received?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. At first, I did it for myself and for another person, and falling in love with it. It's really neat to find something that that I really enjoy doing, and other people going, wow, and at the same time, I realize it's not for everyone, and I don't think anything is.
Right.
And that's okay. I'm okay with that. So, but the people who see it really like it, and it's one thing to see it digitally, and then as you see when with the print, it's a completely different.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is I mentioned to you yesterday,
did a underwater shoot at a pool in Arkansas with one of my models one time. Such a neat concept, such a neat, it was just something unique that we'd never done before. In fact, on my website, if you go to the SEG Talent, where you click on it, there's a picture of Lucas right there with the underwater. So yeah,
And it went well.
it did. It was fun. Photographer loved it. She had never done it before, so it was kind of a good learning experience.
Experimental?
For everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you have to start experimenting.
Yeah, but I think that I don't know if she's ever done it before or not. So to know that that's all you do, because like you said yesterday, if you did the other photography, there are plenty that do the other work.
There are just so many good photographers in this
Yeah.
area. I mean, so many really, really talented photographers. And so,
Yeah, but when you do one thing and you do it well and you just keep getting better and better and better, I'd stick to that one thing.
yeah.
It's great.
well, I love the water. It's probably my favorite place to be. I spend most days in the water. So
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always, if you ever see me at, I work part-time at benthic spearfishing, and it's not unusual. I'll have one of my buddies gave me it's like a little hanging device that I can hang on my side mirror of my vehicle, where my wetsuit, I can throw my wetsuit to dry while I'm at work. And so
Oh, wow.
if you pull up, you'll know that I was in the water.
There you are.
And
Yep.
most days,
Oh,
my
that's
wetsuit's hanging
awesome.
there. Yeah.
Well, John, we appreciate you being here so much. I can't believe the time has already gone by, but tell people how they can contact you or look for more of your work. And
You can, on Instagram, it's Johnny Ocean Photography, and then www.johnnyoceanphotography.com. And if you have an idea, a subject, something that you would like to, or wonder, I've shot cheerleader underwater, which turned out really beautiful. I mean, high school senior photos underwater look really different and unique.
There's so many things.
You can do athlete, like football player, baseball player underwater. I mean, it really is. And what's so cool is it just gives it a completely different look.
Yep.
right.
Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us for another episode of Luxe Life Discovered. We will see you soon. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, click on subscribe, and enjoy our channel.
Check out Luxe Life Discovered on Facebook and Instagram and on 30a.tv. See you next time on Luxe Life Discovered.